Sa-s rëst, do e veri mbrëst.
By the way, you mentioned Cain Velasquez. I saw you tweet out something about him. He's back. He's back to training.
Oh yeah, he's back to training, and it hurts, but it doesn't feel. Nothing's felt better for a long time. You know, it does suck to have to go in there and work with Cain because he's so much better than everybody else that has ever been around. But it's good to have him, man. Just seeing him back doing what he loves to do. It's amazing as a friend and as a fan of mixed martial arts, because when Cain gets back, you guys know what he does for the heavyweight division. He makes for some very, very interesting and fun fights.
When do you think he'll actually be fighting again?
I don't know. It's a process, you know. Like when you start dealing with some of the injuries that Cain has had. And I've seen this since wrestling, you know, back and it's like backs and necks and all those types of injuries, man. It takes time to recover. And I think for a long time, Cain may have pushed himself when he should have rested. And I believe this time he's actually taken the time to try to let himself heal. And I feel like this will be a chance for him to make a long, sustained run. Much longer than he really has over the course of his career. He's had a lot of injuries at bad times. I talked to Cain about this, and it sucks, you know, for a guy that was as talented and as committed to the sport. You know, he's probably lost 5 years. And could you imagine what Cain Velasquez's resume would look like without 5 years worth of time on the shelf? It's so sad to think about, but I believe that he has finally got himself in a position where he's going to have his body is going to be able to match his work ethic, his mind, his ferociousness, his mentality, everything, and allow him to go on a run for a long, sustained run to kind of finish out his career.
At this point, given what he's going through, do you think that it is more likely that he never fights again, given his health condition? Or do you expect him to come back at some point?
That is a definite possibility. I don't want to say yes or no because it's not my decision whether he comes back or these are deeply personal decisions that George has to make. Moreover, they have to be made not as spur of the moment decisions. These are life-changing decisions, so they'll have to be made in on the basis of George's reaction to the medication he's taking for ulcerative colitis. From what I understand, the standard medications to ulcerative colitis take some considerable amount of time to take effect, anywhere from 3 to 8 months before you'll even notice significant changes. So we have to see how he reacts to his medication regimen and make a decision based on that.
Are you in favor of him not fighting again? In other words, would you prefer that he doesn't fight again at this point?
My thing is always with athletes, are you happy to do this? What I don't like to see is people fight because they feel they have to. This is a sport where it's a very, very hard sport. I don't think many people are aware of the rigors of what goes on in the championship level fight camp. That's not for the faint of heart. And if you're not 100% committed to the project and it's something which you positively enjoy doing, at least in some way, you may not enjoy every aspect of it, there has to be some kind of deep sense of enjoyment or fulfillment, then I don't believe you should get involved.
My mentality hasn't changed in that sense. You know, I like I told you, you know, was like I was on your show quite a bit right after the fight, and then after that happened, I was on there like kind of like back to back almost, and the mentality has not changed. You know, I do stick with what I said. You know, on July 29th, I was there. You know, I was in the octagon on July 29th in Anaheim, and you know, it was going all so good until it wasn't anymore. You know, and I lost the fight. So that has not changed. So I need to go out and fight against Volkan Ozdemir and beat this guy to to feel like myself again. I feel like there is a stench on me. It's almost like I got pissed on by a skunk, and I just stink everywhere I go. So until I can get a really, really good bath, a hot milk or something to get the stink off me by beating Volkan Ozdemir, I'll feel as I do right now. That's just me. I'm a competitor, man. I know I lost that fight. I can't erase that memory. Hell, I still have nightmares.
You still have nightmares?
Yeah. Listen, I still dream about losing to Kel Sanderson in the NCAA finals. I still dream about losing the Olympic semifinals. I still dream about losing to Jon Jones twice. For people like me, the losses don't really go away. You know, they don't fade with time. They just stay with you, and they are what motivates you. And it's kind of crazy, but that's just who I am. And I think that's what makes me who I am. And that's what makes me able to do the things that I've done over the course of my life, is that losses don't leave. They just kind of stay with me. It's been like that my entire life. So, yeah, it's crazy.
Consider Cormier the real champion now? How do you feel about the belt?
You know, he has the belt, so I think it's a DC. I want to fight DC for sure. I want that belt. So, but for me, it's still the real champion is, you know, it's Jon Jones, of course, because he's been destroying everybody in the division, and you know he's what he, you know, everything he's done is nobody's done before. So for me, he's the real champion, but I accept DC as a champion too. He's a good guy and a good fighter, and the only guy he's lost to is Jon Jones. So he's the real deal, and I think he's champion material.